Hi, in today's video I'll show you how I 3D modeled and made the pauldrons for my Gar Saxon armor build. These were 3D modeled in Fusion 360, then printed on my large format 3D printer, then smoothed out and painted. At the end of the video I'll show my first ever suit up and test fit of my upper body armor, and it looks awesome. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks. In Fusion 360, I started the pauldron with a cylindrical form that was roughly the same height as the final pauldron, using a picture of the pauldron as a canvas. The faces on this form were moved around to better fit the shape that I wanted for the pauldron. The pauldron was then moved to match up with the picture so that I could further refine these shapes. Once I was happy with the rough shape of the pauldron, I created a sketch of the outline from my canvas that would be used to cut out this shape from my pauldron. After a little bit of refining, the pauldron was ready to be sent over to the printer and printed out. A thin layer of spot putty was added to the entire surface of the pauldron. Then it was sanded to 150 grit. After it was sanded, it was given a coat of gray primer, then sanded to a smooth 220 grit to remove any surface imperfections. The pauldron was then given a coat of gloss black, a coat of chrome, then clear coat before the final black was sprayed on. All of the parts of the pauldron that would remain black were then masked off, and red paint was airbrushed over the entire surface. This was the same red paint I used on the rest of my Gar Saxon armor, but this time it was sprayed from an airbrush instead of hand painted. I will often use a hairdryer to speed up the drying process, so future coats can be added more quickly. Now to remove the masking tape, revealing the paint job and battle damage underneath. The armor was then weathered with watered down black acrylic paint. The excess was then wiped away, leaving a dirty surface. Okay, so I'm going to put Velcro on the inside of my shoulder bells now. I'm going to put a base of contact cement down on the inside of the shoulder and then use this super strong adhesive Velcro, and that should do the trick. I've used this same process a bunch of times and it always holds really well. I'm just going to do one strip down the middle for now. These are going to be held onto the vest with elastic straps that extend from the vest, and then they're going to be held down to the biceps of the shoulder, or of the shirt, because they sit relatively high on his shoulder in the show, sort of like this. So it's going to take a little bit of experimenting to get it just right. So here's the result. I have the Velcro in the pauldron itself. Now the last thing I have to do is try everything on for the first time and see how it fits. So this build's really coming along now. I still have a lot of work to do. I need to make the pants, all the lower body armor, the holsters. There's a ton of work that still needs to be done, but I'm really excited to jump into it, and hope you enjoy the rest. Thanks.